My name is Patrick Flattery. People call me Boston. I was a high school football star with 4 scholarships. I could have gone to college, but instead, I volunteered to go into Vietnam. When I got to Vietnam, the first thing I noticed is how hot and wet it was. There was misery all around me. I could see it in everybody's eyes. I think I made a big mistake, probably fatal. The first guy I met was Bloop. He became my best friend. He was kind and enjoyed everybody's company. We called our corporal Professor. That's because he was a smart guy and he wore glasses. Then there was Shadow. We didn't know much about him because he didn't talk that much. Another guy was Hollywood. He wanted to be a big Hollywood star someday. Then, one day, when we were digging, he hit a mine and got thrown into the razor tape. He was really cut up and really bad shape, so we put him on a medevac to be taken to Charlie Medical Center. That's what we call the main medical base. They couldn't save him. He was the first man I knew to die. We spent a lot of time going on patrol. Patrol was a very scary thing because you never know if the enemy is going to be behind the next tree or not. On one patrol, another company said we walked all the way to Laos. I don't think so, because if we had made it to Laos, don't you think we would have seen a border fence or a "Welcome to Laos" sign? When we got resupplied, it was primarily ammunition for our M16s. The resupply came from summer camp. That's what we call our main base because they have showers. We put the supplies in a bunker, so if it was hit by a bomb, it would not cause further damage to other battalions. We spent a lot of time digging trenches. The trenches were for protection, because it's a lot safer to be underground than exposed out in the open. We also had bunny holes, which was like your own personal trench. Life in trenches was tough. Because it was always hot and wet in the jungle, trench foot was a constant threat. We were never supplied with enough water and were constantly dehydrated. You sort of had to train yourself to save your water. We were always afraid of bombs getting in the trenches. I think you can see how hard it was to live in the trenches. I got a letter from my sister Emily giving me good wishes while I was in Vietnam, hoping I was okay and saying that they're thinking about me all the time. When you are in war, getting a letter makes your decade. And I'm not kidding. Bloop came to me one day and told me about how the other regiment is getting better food. When you're in the Marines, that's a big deal. I was involved in a lot of battles, and it wasn't going very well for us. We also had to support the hill next to us, 881NS. The NVA took that hill from us, so we lost a lot of guys. Then they came after our hill, 881N. It was a horrible battles with shooting, grenades, and mortar fire. We were on the defensive the whole time until we finally had to be evacuated to summer camp by helicopter. I was in a tent with Bloop when we were hit by a grenade, killing Bloop and seriously injuring my leg with shrapnel. I was taken to Charlie Med by ambulance to be stabilized, then sent to a military hospital in New York City where I would spend 3 months recovering. That's the end of my time in Vietnam. Now I live back at home in Boston, Massachusetts with my family. I volunteer at the fire station just like my dad did. But Vietnam follows me wherever I go. I think about the friends I lost there, but all the promises that I kept to them. My name is Patrick Flattery, and this is my Vietnam story.